welcome in. As you come in, just let me know what city, state, or country are you tuning in from. Y'all, this week has been a week. Late nights, early mornings, making the biscuits in that kitchen, baking it up. Oh, not literally, but figuratively. It's been a lot going on. You probably can hear it in my voice that this has just been a lot, and it has been all good. Y'all, I had a great meeting yesterday with a man that's from Wisconsin who just recently relocated his family to the Charlotte area, and his story is so amazing. He was incarcerated for 10 years and got pardoned. This was years ago, and has become the director of the state that he was in, over their workforce and apprenticeships and just his come up. It's about not giving up on yourself, trusting who you are and your capabilities. And that's why I said, rebuilding trust. I see Sheila Thompson is in the building. Good morning to you. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming by. And so when I say rebuild trust, people always assume that I'm talking, or anyone, when we talk about trust or when you hear about rebuilding trust, oftentimes you may equate it to rebuilding it with someone else, maybe finding the way to trust another person, a relationship, a process, whatever the case may be. But what I'm talking about is rebuilding trust with yourself. So many times, you may have gotten knocked down, told what you can't do, what you're not smart enough to do, what you're not ready for, how dumb you may be, and you lose trust in yourself. Oh my goodness, y'all. It is nothing like seeing someone that you know is capable of doing something, but because they lost trust in themselves due to all those things I just mentioned, someone or something telling them what they can't do, how they can't do it, they can't believe they did it that way or whatever. And even though they have the competencies to do something, it seems like everything they try to do just doesn't work out. They mess up, and it's like, wow, why would, then it becomes, you messed up on that really simple thing. How did that happen? What's going on? And it's because they lost trust in themselves. So don't give someone else or something else that power over you to make you believe that you can't even trust yourself, that you're not capable. Don't get down on yourself because of what you haven't been exposed to or what you were told you didn't belong at. Maybe they didn't bring you to the table, and then you start believing that I'm not worthy. No, rebuild your trust in you. And Commander Alpha Turkey is here. Welcome. Good morning to you. Hello. Vernell Livingston, how are you doing? Long time no see. It's early for you over there on the West Coast. I know that. Hey, hey, Commander. Hey, hey. And so, rebuilding the trust in you is where it starts first. So many times people are pointing that finger at other people and saying, well, they told me I couldn't do it, where they told me I wasn't worthy. They told me I shouldn't be here. They told me not to come. And then they walk away with their head slightly down. They're not thinking highly of themselves, but you just gave that other person, place, or thing that much more power over you. So you have to know that, no, I am worth it. I can be there. I do have something to say. It is good, and I'm going to say it. You make inroads in other ways. Maybe you can't make those inroads in their circle, but do you really want to even be in their circle? When you look around at their circle may not even really be worth a quarter. Sometimes, if you remain in the same circle, everyone in that circle telling you how dope you are, how amazing you are, how fantabulous you are, you start to believe that, and you step out and nobody really knows you, or it's like crickets, because you really aren't all that fantabulous. But if you in your circle and people aren't saying those things to you, but you step out, out, and you hear all of the accolades, people are really recognizing who you are for what you are and what you do, then you have to know, yes, I am that. And don't let that smaller circle over there identify or define who you are, because that's giving them too much power. So I don't know who needed to hear that this morning, but I'm trying to tell you, rebuild the trust with yourself. And one of the ways that you can do that, and I see Made to Last is in the building. Good morning. And the Bible says, don't trust yourself Okay, says don't trust yourself. I know you put all the trust in God, but listen, there's people out here that do not trust themselves to take that next step. They are like, you know what? I've always been told I can't, and so I won't. I'll just sit right here. But you have to remember those great things that you did do. Write them down. It's even like when you go on an interview, and there's many people out here that are going on an interview, and that's when you have to know that you are capable of doing that work where you are reminding yourself of the great projects that you have been part of the things that you've done. So when people tell you what you can't do, what you haven't done, what you probably won't ever be able to do, go into your memory, your Rolodex, and recall those things that you have, those times when you have done those things. And always remember that and say, yes, you know what? I am capable. I do have that. I can do that. Because if you don't, then you're going to fall into that trap and you're going to stay stuck. And a lot of people today are feeling stuck. They're wondering why, what's going on, like why can't I get ahead? Why can't I move forward? It's because they allowed themselves in many cases to believe the naysayers, to believe the people that have told them what they can't do. And maybe those people are telling you that because they can't do it for themselves. They don't see it for themselves. It wasn't given to them to see. That is your assignment. And so you have to trust that you can execute it. Trust that if it came to you that it is for you and that you can achieve it for sure. And let's see. I see Marel is in here. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much, Commander Alpha Turkey, for speaking to everyone. I'm It's raining there? Okay. Listen, Vernell, the weather is breaking here in the Carolinas. This whole week, it has been so beautiful in the 70s, and it's just been wonderful to get that natural vitamin D. It's amazing how the weather can change in the blink of the eye, and that's just what it is. And I've been enjoying it going out. Oh, and I need it because, again, my days have been starting early and ending late this week. It's been remarkable, just conversing with new people and hearing their story and how they've overcome. Listen, you have to trust in yourself. The man that I spoke to yesterday, who was incarcerated in prison for 10 years, if he didn't trust in himself that he could overcome his sentence, that he could overcome the stigma that was against him, he would have never been the director of his state. Never. He wouldn't have even believed that he had that opportunity. That, why me? Why not you? And a lot of times people may say that to themselves, why me? Why me? Why would I be able to do something like that? Why not you? That's the question. And, it's just a matter of understanding and remembering those great things, those great moments in your life for sure. And so made to last is saying, you are right. You got to have a bit of trust in yourself, but mostly in God. Yeah. 10% in you and 90% of God. Listen, I give God the honor, the glory, the grace. Oh, I know that all that I have accomplished is all for Him and all because of Him. But He gives us all great things. But a lot of times we don't believe that it is for us still. And, sometimes we pass the baton too soon because we don't believe that that blessing is for us, but it is. It absolutely is. And, if you don't trust yourself enough, you'll either sit on that blessing, because that's also in the Bible when the three sons got those gifts. You either sit on it, give it away, or do nothing, or flourish it, grow it. And so what are you doing with yours, and how much are you trusting yourself? Some people sit on it because they're scared to use it. They're scared to share their testimony. They're scared to share their blessing because they don't even really, again, trust that it's really for them. They don't believe that, well, I can't believe that this is me, that this is for me. And so I'm not going to say a word about it. I'm just going to sit on it. Some people, they just are like, you know what? I know it's for me, but I'm not going to do anything with it because I don't want anyone to take it. I don't trust that I can honor it enough, that I can nurture it enough to not have it taken away, so they'll bury it. Then there's those ones that will absolutely use it to its fullest and it will continue to thrive and grow. So, when I say trust yourself, don't ever think that I'm not saying that God is not in it because I don't listen, I feel like some things don't even have to be said if you already know. if you already know, and I know for me. So I appreciate you. I do. Made to last. Thank you. Absolutely. Black Guns and Gardens is in the building. Good morning. Good morning to you. And Vernell is saying, when you are young, um, you are a circle to pull from. When you get older, you need a square. Let me see, a square four corners to hold you up. Okay, let me see. Let me try to understand what you're saying, Vernell. When you are young, you a circle to pull from. When you get older, you need a square four corners to hold you up. And and you could hold yourself up, because when you think about the things that you've accomplished when you're younger, listen, talent, understanding, knowledge does not have an age limit. That's why, in my programs, I have from 18 to 60 plus year olds that come into my programs to be gainfully employed. People that are starting over at all ages, people that are in my trainings trying to learn something new, new skills, skilling up, reskilling themselves. And you have to know that you are capable because you've done it before. So even if you are of a certain age, and I'm seasoned, I'm 55, double nickel in the building, but I think about things that I've accomplished in my 20s, and it encourages me, it ensures me that, you know what, you did it before, you definitely could do it again. If God gave you that strength, if he gave you that knowledge, if he gave you the wherewithal to do it one time, you can do it again. And so sometimes it's not about getting that confirmation from your circle. It's about getting that confirmation and believing in yourself and knowing that, you got this for sure. Wellness with Frugal Mama is in the building. You had your Friday morning workout. Listen, your stretches are everything. I know they give you life. And I wanted to ask, and I don't know if you're going to respond in here or let us know in your Mondays live, but after you work out, what type of energy do you get? Because you do it every morning. You are doing a great job. And I just wish I could put aside some extra time in the morning to do as much as you do in the morning. I do a little bit. I use my vibration plate, which is everything, everything. But all that you do, and it's really not high impact at all, but it's the great stretches. It's the, using the hand weights. It's the different types of exercises that you do that are just really not high impact. I believe just about anyone could do them. But what type of energy, how does it really support you throughout the day? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm interested in. Yes. And so everyone is speaking and you're on your your vibration plate now. Yeah. So my vibration plate has 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3, but within those levels, they have like 1 through 10 in terms of impact or speed or whatever. And that 3 level is really an aerobic level. And when I do that, I have to like lay down afterwards. It really shakes things up. And I highly recommend the vibration plate. If you feel like, I know this is how I was feeling before I did the vibration plate. I was starting to feel like, you know what? I can get a strong, tight hug, but I felt like my body needed to just be shook, like something inside is just getting a little stuck, and I just need that, like just a little jarring. And that vibration plate, it is the business. If you need to be shaken and not stirred, I highly recommend you check out the vibration plate. And I know you can get them on TikTok, well, I don't do Walmart, whatever, but you can get them in different places. I so happened to see it in my FSA book for my insurance. And it was around the time at the end of the year when you have all this excess money and you're like, what am I going to do? I need to buy something. There's but so many heating pads you can buy. And, that's just the way things are when you are attracting things to you. When you're talking about it, thinking about it, you open something up and it's right there. And so when I opened it up, the vibration plate was right there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this one. And the one I have, they say that a lot of personal trainers and physical therapists actually use this grade of it. And I have been enjoying it so, so much. It's such an easy way to get something in, to do something with your body, not doing it more than 10 minutes at a time. So it's great. Where are you going? Um, Well, I'm going into my office, Vernell. This earlier this week, I was in Durham, North Carolina, for a conference for apprenticeships, and it was a wonderful conference. I've been going to that same conference since 2018. Now, during COVID, it did not happen for like 2 years, let's say. And this year was one of the best years. Oh my goodness. It was so filled with information. It was important for me to understand the state of registered apprenticeships because of the things that are happening with the federal government and such. And, I was just happy to hear that registered apprenticeships are still thriving and in demand. And if anything, they want it to grow. So I'm really pleased. I have quite a few occupations that are registered apprenticeships, and I want to continue to grow that list. So got some great tips, made some great connections. Here where I'm at, we're going to have a big event for National Apprenticeship Day. It's typically a week, but it changed from November to April. And since it happened in the same fiscal year, they're only going to have it for a day in April. And we're going to have something tremendous for the entire state. When you have something good, you need to share it with others. That's why it's given to you. When you go through your tests, when you go through your trials and you overcome them, or even if you don't, because people need to know the success of it as well as the challenge of it. You have to share it with others, that testimony. And so if you are doing something that's going well and there are other people that can also benefit from it, definitely share it. That's why YouTube is so powerful because you can share those things here. You can have a workshop, you can have a seminar, you can, build a presentation around it to share it with other people. There's so many people that are out there looking for what you have to share, maybe to help their life or to help their career or to help them help others. Bringing awareness. And that's the lack of a lot, is that people aren't aware of different things. There was this major study years ago, by a group, and I don't want to get into the weeds of it because if you're not like really into workforce development, it may not capture your attention. But this study was saying that the challenges with people leveling up or doing even better is because, of course, of economic mobility and intergenerational mobility, talking about what mainly the father, the projection of the father and how it impacts and influences the children in terms of where they're going to go in their life. But that study has been updated, and now it's saying it's social capital or the lack thereof. And we all have a piece of that. We all have the capabilities to increase our social capital. So you want to, as a parent, definitely increase your social capital because you never know when you may have to connect your children to someone, or, and it's not even always about for them to get that job, but to get that extra advice, to get that other person that is a reference, a referral, a mentor. But for yourself as well, you never know when you may have to collaborate with someone or be referred to someone else that can help you along with whatever you're doing. So increasing your social capital is so, so important. So, they always say closed mouths don't get fed. And that is across so many different areas. So again, rebuilding your trust. Some people go to events and they just feel maybe, oh, people are going to judge me. I'm not as far advanced as some other people here. Maybe they won't want to talk to me or whatever, for whatever reason. And again, it goes back to your past, the beliefs that were put into you, that were instilled in you about what you can and cannot do, who you are and who you aren't. And it shows up in many areas of your life, believe it or not. So when you find yourself in the back of the room, sitting in a corner, not really reaching out to other people to speak, you need to also check yourself. That's how you rebuild your trust. Check yourself. Why am I like this? What occurred in my life in the past to make me this recluse? What's really going on? And you can be an introvert. Absolutely. There's so many. I'm an ambivert. I love to be an introvert as well as an extrovert. Whatever the case may be, I'm both. And some people are just introverted. Some people are just extroverted. But if you're an introvert, but you work in an extroverted type of scenario, you have to, come out of that. And again, that's rebuilding your trust in you, understanding that you're not being judged, that people are really there to support and help you. I found myself during the networking moments, of course, pulling away from my group and looking for those people that were standing by themselves and going up to them and striking a conversation like, hey, where are you from? What organization or business do you have? Oh, okay. How long have you done that? Do you have any registered apprenticeships? And I met so many people that were novice. They just started, maybe they were a year in or so, and they were new to it. It was their first time coming to that conference. And so they didn't know how they was going to fit in. And sometimes it takes other people to go up to them. So that's building my social capital. Now I know people that I probably wouldn't have necessarily encountered, but I'm glad I did because, hey, I'm going to invite them to our event, but, just maybe I could be that support. And as they grow, they could be a support to me. It's not all about me pouring into them. Eventually, they're going to be pouring into me as well because they have different types of occupations. They do, they're in different industries, and I can learn from them as well. And that's what I was telling them in the conversation. This is a give and take. Yeah, you may not have a registered apprenticeship yet, but when you do, what you're gonna be amazing. And the fact that you're here to learn, that's step one. So I was glad to be a part of that for sure. And the family is doing well, Vernell. Thank you. They are. Oh my goodness. I went to Baltimore a couple of weeks ago, and my center child went with me. We had a good time. It was for the CIAA basketball tournament, and unfortunately, my school didn't win the tournament. Last year they did, but Baltimore was such a lovely city. They were so welcoming. Oh, and that was my first time going to the tournament while it's in Baltimore. So in the past, it had been in Charlotte. In the past few years, it's been in Baltimore, but I hadn't had the chance, to go up and everything. And I remember at homecoming in October, I had asked some alumni that have come to the tournament when it was here in Charlotte, and they go to it in Baltimore. And I was like, which place do you like better? Was there a big difference? And they were like, we love Baltimore because they make us feel so welcomed. And we got there at night. I forget, I think it was Thursday night when we drove up. And let me tell you, Baltimore laid out the red carpet. All of the businesses had, welcome CIAA 2025. They had the big screen with marketing videos and stuff, welcoming everyone from out of town. It was just so nice. And, you felt like, you know what, this is where we're supposed to be. Charlotte didn't do it as much like that. And, that makes me feel a little sad since this is where I'm at. But hey, you got to do what you do because that tournament, wherever it is, it brings millions of dollars to that city. So I know that, we were well received and welcomed for sure. Thank you, Sheila. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you appreciated this live. I appreciate you for stopping by for sure. Thank you. And good, everyone's speaking. So again, rebuild the trust with yourself. Know that you are capable, you are able, try not to shy away from too many things. If you have something new that comes across your desk that someone says, I want you to handle this, trust in yourself that you can handle it. You can. That's why it was brought to you. If it's new, okay. You're about to learn how to do something new. And I'm sure there are resources, there are people that you could possibly reach out to. But again, it's not always about rebuilding that trust with your partner, with your friend, with your organization or whatever. Sometimes you have to take accountability and figure out how to rebuild that trust with you. All right, everyone, it's been my pleasure being here with you this morning. And remember, every single day, practice every day. Practice so hard that when you get into play, you will always win. I will see you later. All right, have a great day and stay safe. I am Coach Sherri.